Well, I could even say that if you don't engage in sustainable activities and improving the asset quality as such, it will harm your investment. So I would like to put it the other way around, because I think increased sustainability is now the standard. Where it is, we can have a debate for days, but I think it's definitely for us, a risk, as mentioned earlier, a risk diversifier. And also we, as a pension fund, we serve assets and administration for millions of clients. We have that obligation, and as a company we do realize that. But we also realize that we cannot change the world in 24 hours or on all aspects, so we focus on a couple of them, and we try to put in the best effort we can with a program in which we want to have 20 billion investments done in those themes by 2020. And we're pretty much on track, and perhaps in the future we can do even more.
Okay, good.
Maybe I can just also, one additional thought. An extra reason why we use BREEAM as a methodology is that, we, like you did, Thijs, as well, we engage with our stakeholders, internal and external, to understand the material issues. And we have our materiality matrix, which we also report in our responsible real estate investing report. And pretty much all of the high and medium and even low materiality issues are all covered in one way, shape or form by the BREEAM methodology. And it's therefore incredibly useful, and I think the purpose in the end is that regulations are going to get stricter and stricter. We know that, it's coming. Politics, fortunately, are starting to, they're starting to stand up and say, we need to make a move. COP21, commitments have been made. It will translate to legislation at some point. BREEAM helps you to stay ahead of the curve. And if you then say, does it make sense to do it from a financial perspective? Absolutely. If you can invest now and make sure that your building is future-proof because you've already incorporated certain measures that bring you well beyond where future regulation is going to be, you don't have to catch up when legislation forces you to. And I think what we'll see is that the investment market hopefully will start to recognize that there is value in being ahead of the curve in the way that buildings get valued.
I think we're starting to actually see some of that as well. And when you start to look at, climate bonds, green bonds, the industry or the investment industry starting to see that's really starting to take place.
Okay, Simone, yeah.
The reason why we decided to go as a licensee for BREEAM was that the scheme itself is very practical. So as you mentioned it before, it's all about data, and you have the data in the planning processes, facility management, property management, in the commissioning everywhere. And it is very easy to implement the BREEAM criteria into due diligence processes, into commissioning processes, into green leases. And if you have one point to collect all this data, it is very easy to have the certificate at the end. So it's just another instrument, but you don't have to pick up data from there. You can collect them and make one big sustainable product of it. And this is one of the really great advantages of BREEAM.